Growing up, I loved martial arts. It's something I still follow to this day. I'm a big MMA fan. You know, the UFC is really popular right now. So yeah, I love doing that. My brother and I would go over and kickbox and wrestle and do all those aggressive guy things to, you know, come home and hopefully have less energy around the house. So I really enjoyed that.
I really played everything. I'm sure that's like a lot of people here. I cross-country skied competitively when I was younger. I won a BC Cup in BC. I played basketball in high school, but I wasn't really tall enough to make the NBA, so I'm rowing now.
When I was growing up, I was a gymnast, so I trained a lot and I was pretty competitive at a young age. But I also liked to play soccer, I played volleyball, I did a lot of other events in track and field, so I definitely tried a lot of sports before I specialized in pole vault.
Growing up, I loved hockey and lacrosse, and those were kind of my two big passions as a kid, and definitely was tough to choose between those or canoeing, but that's where I ended up, and it was a good choice.
Growing up, I was big into pretty much every sport. I played hockey, basketball, soccer, softball. I was big into track and field and cross country, and it just came later actually when I was going to university that I dropped pretty much all the other sports and then just focused on swimming.
From the age of, call it like 8 till 12, I pretty much played every sport, but really curling was my passion. I kind of dropped all the other sports and decided to just focus on curling from around the age of 12 on.
All the sports are my favorite sport. I mean, I'm passionate about my sports was just kayak. Yeah, I ended up at the Olympics, but if I could, literally I would go to I would go to the Olympics with every single sport I could do.
I played volleyball all through high school and I loved that. I also swam and played soccer.
When I was a kid that got involved in a lot of different sports when I was young, so I had the chance to get involved. I was fortunate I had an athletic family. Some of my other favorite sports, probably volleyball and basketball, were probably my next two favorite sports. Now it's kind of nice to enjoy a variety, so I'm also a fan of running and doing some yoga. But I think variety has always been something I've enjoyed.
As a kid, I played pond hockey. My parents wouldn't let me play real hockey because it was too rough apparently. And I used to do a lot of cross-country running, and actually I wasn't that good at it, but I just did it because I felt like it was something for me to get engaged in and get outside doing something. So it was a lot of pond hockey and running, but then that in doing and trying a lot of different sports, even trying the ones that I wasn't good at. I was a hockey goalie I'd never done it in my life, and so I did it for one tournament for my school just to try it and realized I wasn't that good at it. But it led me to rowing. Then when I found it, I got out on the water, I just fell in love with it. And so then I knew this was my sport and this is something that I then could take on further and further, which led me to the Olympics.